A city divided. August 1961. In the heart of Europe, a city wakes up to the sound of boots, engines, and barbed wire. Families step outside their homes in Berlin and see soldiers sealing streets. Railway lines are cut. Roads are blocked. Concrete pillars rise overnight. Neighbors who shared coffee yesterday are now citizens of different worlds. This is the story of the Berlin Wall, a barrier of concrete and fear that divided not only a city, but the entire world. For 28 years, it stood as the most powerful symbol of the Cold War, separating capitalism from communism, freedom from control, hope from despair. But to understand the wall, we must go back to the ruins of World War II. Globe showing Europe, Africa, Chapter 1, Germany in ruins. In 1945, World War II ended in devastation. Germany lay in rubble, its cities destroyed, millions dead, the Nazi regime defeated. The victorious Allies, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and the Soviet Union, divided Germany into 4 occupation zones. Even Berlin, though located deep inside Soviet-controlled territory, was divided into 4 sectors. At first, it was meant to be temporary. But soon tensions grew. On one side stood the United States and its Western allies, supporting democracy and free markets. On the other stood the Soviet Union, led by Joseph Stalin, promoting communism and centralized control. This ideological battle would soon become known as the Cold War. Snowflake Chapter 2, The Cold War begins. The Cold War was not a traditional war, with massive battlefields between superpowers. Instead, it was a war of ideology, influence, spies, nuclear weapons, and political pressure. In 1949, Germany was officially split into 2 nations. West Germany, backed by the United States and Western Europe. East Germany, officially called the German Democratic Republic, backed by the Soviet Union. West Berlin became a democratic island inside communist East Germany. And that island became a problem for the Soviet bloc. Airplane Chapter 3, The Berlin Airlift. In 1948, tensions escalated dramatically. The Soviets blockaded West Berlin, cutting off road, rail, and canal access. Their goal: force the Western powers out of Berlin. But the United States responded with one of the boldest operations in history, the Berlin Airlift. For nearly a year, planes landed every few minutes, delivering food, fuel, and supplies to West Berlin. At its peak, a plane touched down every 90 seconds. The blockade failed. The West had made its commitment clear. Berlin would not fall easily. Bricks Chapter 4, Why the Wall was Built. By the late 1950s, a silent crisis was unfolding. East Germany was losing its people. Doctors, engineers, students, skilled workers. They simply crossed into West Berlin and never came back. Between 1949 and 1961, around 2.7 million East Germans fled to the West. For East Germany, this was a disaster. Its economy weakened, its credibility suffered. The Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev and East German leader Walter Ulbricht decided something drastic had to be done. On the night of August 12-13, 1961, East German forces began sealing the border. Barbed wire appeared first, then concrete, then watchtowers. The Berlin Wall was born. Building Chapter 5, Anatomy of the Wall. The Berlin Wall was not just one wall. It became a complex system. Concrete barriers up to 12 feet high. Guard towers. Anti-vehicle trenches. Floodlights. The death strip, an open area where escapees could be shot. East German border guards were under strict orders to prevent escapes. Shoot-to-kill policies were enforced. The wall stretched over 150 kilometers around West Berlin. Families were split overnight. Some people jumped from apartment windows before they were sealed shut. Others tried tunnels. Many would die trying. Broken Heart Chapter 6, Stories of Escape. The wall could divide a city, but not the human desire for freedom. Over the years, thousands attempted escape. Some dug tunnels beneath the wall. Others hid inside cars with secret compartments. One family flew over the wall in a homemade hot air balloon. One young man swam across icy canals. Some succeeded. At least 140 people were killed attempting to cross. One of the earliest victims was 18-year-old Peter Fechter, shot in 1962 while trying to climb over. He lay bleeding near the wall, in full view of Western journalists. No one dared cross to save him. His death shocked the world. Globe showing America's Chapter 7, The Wall as a Global Symbol. The Berlin Wall became more than a border. It became a symbol of the Cold War itself. In 1963, U.S. President John F. Kennedy visited West Berlin. Standing before a massive crowd, he declared, "Ich bin ein Berliner." I am a Berliner. It was a powerful message of solidarity. The West would not abandon Berlin. High Voltage Chapter 8, Crisis and Confrontation. The wall did not end tension. In October 1961, American and Soviet tanks faced each other at Checkpoint Charlie. For 16 hours, they stood just meters apart. One wrong move could have triggered nuclear war. The world held its breath, but both sides stepped back. The Cold War would continue, but not explode. Artist Palette Chapter 9, Life in the Shadow of the Wall. On the west side, the wall became a canvas. Artists painted messages of hope and rebellion. Graffiti covered its surface. On the east side, it remained blank, a symbol of control. Life in East Germany was marked by surveillance. The secret police, known as the Stasi, monitored citizens closely. Suspicion filled neighborhoods. In contrast, West Berlin became a vibrant cultural center. Music, art, and protest thrived. The wall divided not just territory, but ways of life. Firecracker Chapter 10, Cracks in the System. By the 1980s, change was coming. The Soviet Union was weakening. Its new leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, introduced reforms called glasnost and perestroika. He encouraged openness and restructuring. Across Eastern Europe, protests began rising. In Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, East Germans watched closely. Then Hungary opened its border with Austria in 1989. Thousands of East Germans escaped through Hungary. The wall was losing its power. Fire Chapter 11, The Night It Fell. November 9, 1989. An East German official mistakenly announced that travel restrictions were lifted, effective immediately. Crowds gathered at border crossings. Guards were confused. They had no clear orders. Under pressure from thousands chanting, "Open the gate." The guards stepped aside. People climbed the wall. They danced on it. They cried, hugged strangers. After 28 years, the Berlin Wall had fallen not by war, but by human courage. Party Popper Chapter 12, Germany Reunited. Less than a year later, on October 3, 1990, Germany was officially reunified. The Cold War would end soon after. The wall that once symbolized division became a memory and a warning. Today, only fragments remain. They stand as reminders of a time when concrete tried to imprison freedom. Sunrise Conclusion, Lessons from the Wall. The Berlin Wall teaches us powerful lessons. Walls can control land, but not ideas. Fear can divide people, but hope can unite them. Oppression can last decades, but not forever. The wall fell because people demanded change. because freedom is stronger than concrete, and because history belongs not to those who build walls, but to those who tear them down.